I have a keynote presentation that I put forward at a Scale Up Summit last week. And I wanted to run through it because it's relevant, more relevant than ever, and for everyone who wants to convert more leads, get more sales, leverage tech, AI, automation to generate more revenue in a way that doesn't involve more hiring. So I'm going to share my screen as well and run through it. Let me know if everybody can see that okay.
Yep, I can see that. That's beautiful.
Fantastic.
Good.
Great. Let me just get my... okay. Fantastic. So thanks for joining today. So this keynote is really for businesses that want to convert more leads to sales in an automated, AI-enabled way. There's a massive opportunity right now to double your sales without increasing leads or hiring in the next 90 days, okay? By putting in place some systems, some pillars, and some processes, and using tech and AI and automation to do that. So who's this for? Is typically for businesses that have consistent lead flow, leads-driven businesses. You're investing into marketing, you're investing into lead generation, you've got leads coming in every single day, and chances are, if you're like most businesses, you're actually missing out on potential sales because just keeping up with the leads, nurturing them, following up, chasing them requires a lot of human effort, and a lot of businesses don't have the tech and the systems in place to make that consistent and predictable. So I'm going to show you underneath the bonnet what we're doing and what those businesses can do and why it's an opportunity. So a little bit about Lead Hero. Yeah, we've been in business since 2018. It's really simple. We help businesses get more sales with the same leads, but lower overheads. And we use AI and automation that responds to and nurture leads 24/7, so you don't have to hire more people. It's a pretty simple solution. I run this business with my wife. So personally, I've been around the block at the intersection of marketing and tech for a couple of decades now. I won't tell you exactly how long, but I started my career kind of building e-commerce websites. I worked on the team that put NatWest.com, the first online bank in the UK, to market, working on the rebrand of British Petroleum to Beyond Petroleum, making it all sunny and fun. So I come from the world of big brands, and one of my claim to fame is actually helping Top Gear reach 10 million followers online. So I worked with BBC.com, helping to monetize BBC brands around the world. But now I work with smaller businesses, small, medium-sized businesses who are looking to scale, investing into growth. One of the things that I wanted to share was actually how we celebrated Top Gear reaching 10 million fans. Is the audio working okay here?
Yep.
Great.
Is that you driving there, Francis?
Yeah, that's me behind the stig. We love blowing stuff up. It's fun. But more importantly, it's so great to be part of, the creative teams that actually make things happen. And we reached out to the community, told them we would blow up a camper van if we reached 10 million fans, and we did. So I speak. I'm a featured high-level speaker and award winner. So that is a CRM that we use, like HubSpot and Salesforce. High Level is one of them. And I go around the world and I help people. I help educate them on how AI and CRM and automation can help to increase profit and help you leverage freedom tech, as we call it, the tech that's going to give you a bit more founder freedom in the world. My book, if you haven't read it, it's called Leads Machine, just shortlisted for the Business Book Awards 2026. That's cool. I work with Daniel Priestley on 2 of his companies as well, and he wrote the foreword as well. So, we know what we're talking about when we look inside businesses, and our systems are generating millions of pounds and saving thousands of man hours. Here's some of the results across different businesses: a martial arts academy in the UAE, a renewables company in the UK, a SaaS platform that we're working with as well. So here's the problem that we find more often than not, is that most businesses think they have a marketing problem when actually the problem is underneath the bonnet. It's what's happening when you get the leads in, because most businesses are failing to reach people, to build relationships, to nurture, convert those leads in a predictable way. Leads are coming in, but it's not really manifesting into sales as they would want. So today, I'm going to really laser focus in on a section of the system I talk about in the book, which is the engine, really, which stands for the revenue engine, where we help businesses capture, cultivate, and convert leads into sales. So in my book, I outline a methodology called the RED method: roadmap, engine, and drive, which helps you chronologically put in place the right things at the right time, knowing your market, crafting your message, mapping out your sales funnel user journey, capture, cultivate, convert leads, reaching more people, driving that forward, reselling, refining the system, and optimizing. I could spend hours, if not days, talking about the whole system, but today we're going to talk about the engine, which is the driving force underneath the bonnet. Because inside of hundreds of businesses who are scaling, if you're 7-figure plus, you probably don't need more leads, although leads are always the lifeblood of your business. But if you don't fix the leaky bucket and get quicker responses, better interactions for longer, more consistently, you're just not leveraging the opportunity to convert those leads to sales. So the 3 things that we find most businesses are really missing is speed to lead. So these are studied, proven stats, okay, that we got from our research and our clients as well. But Harvard did a study as well to show how speed to lead, if you respond, I would say that the average response rate to a lead that comes in is 47 hours. That's like 2 days. And the number of follow-ups is typically 1 to 3 times. So a salesperson will call, reach out, you send them some information 1 to 3 times, and that's it, gone. So there's a lack of response, which is a problem. And really 30% of businesses don't even respond at all. And this is the problem because, I'll talk about the rising costs of lead generation. But if we are not able to leverage every opportunity to convert those leads to sale, we're really missing out on a huge percentage of the pipeline. So, as I said, it's speed to lead, follow up, the timing and clarity of your message. Because at any given point of time, only 3% of your market are going to be ready to buy from you. As you know, like sales, prospecting, lead generation is hard, and it's a numbers game. And we're out there hustling, investing, networking, doing everything we can, but chances are most people, they're not even in market, they're not interested, they're not ready to buy, and we're speaking to people in the wrong place. And typically, we're all fighting for that 3% of the market that can be our active buyers who are looking for a solution. But some people don't even know that a solution exists. They're solution unaware. Some people know that a solution exists, but they don't know that you've got a solution. So they're looking elsewhere, right? And so we have a job to do to help people not only discover your business, but then take them on a sales funnel journey, step by step, with the right message at the right time. So we're not just all in that red ocean pond fishing for the same fish with competitors everywhere doing the same thing, right? So the opportunity can be below the bonnet. So as I said, the solution isn't more leads, it's speed to lead. So how fast you can get to that lead, and speed to value, meaning how fast can you actually deliver your promise, solution, product. Speed is your competitive advantage. And it's more, it was always a case. Then automation came along and made it more important. And now in the AI age, if you're not fast in whatever you do, you're being left behind. And I would say that across the board, if you're not fast enough to ship product, if you're not fast enough to iterate, change offer, provide a multitude of solutions. Before, it used to be all about the niche and, the one thing one thing consistently. I would propose that that's changing, because by the time you offer that one thing, you've already been superseded, or that goes obsolete. Look at software development. Software development is becoming a commodity, whereas before it was one of the most, most ambitious, profitable, the biggest opportunities was, to build a SaaS. And now everyone can do it. The kid in Mumbai in their basement can now vibe code products. So your speed to delivery and also iterating and creating new things is actually really, really important. We take that into consideration. Speed is your competitive advantage. So to illustrate a case study on this, take the traditional boiler businesses, boiler installation, right? Typically, the way it works, or used to work, was that you would advertise online as a business, and someone would call your business, an inquiry is made, fill out a form, gets a quote. You have to call the lead. If you're lucky enough, you'll find the lead, because that lead has been searching for multiple businesses at the same time. So they're speaking to 3-4 people. Then you need to arrange a home survey. That takes time. You need to liaise back and forth in terms of availability. Then someone has to go there. Then you need to quote and craft a proposal. Then you need to wait and chase. In the meantime, competitors have been also quoting and proposing. And then if you're lucky to find that lead, they make a decision. Then you have to book them in for the actual job. And then you do the installation. And so the whole process can be a 2-week process while you wait, right? And that was the traditional boiler sales process. And I'm using that as an illustration because most businesses that have a sales cycle can probably relate to this. And then what happened is a company called Boxt comes along in 2017 or 2018 with a plan to dominate their market. Not just enter the market, but essentially disrupt and kill all their competition. And the way they did it was collapsing time. Okay, so they turned a 2-week process that was human-led, slow, multi-step into a fast, self-serve digital journey. 2 weeks went to 2 minutes. Fixed pricing helped give people an immediate and transparent quote. On an e-commerce solution, helped them check out immediately, and they also offered next day installation, when available. The point being, this was all done without speaking to a human at all. So they absolutely devastated the boiler business. They didn't just grow fast, they went to the number 2 business in 1 year, 18 million in year 1, 26 million in year 3. But with all of their success, I mean, they're still they're still dominating right now. They made it very, very difficult for anyone else to compete with them, because what changed is the buyer behavior. Buyer behavior changed. The expectations. So people now expect to speak to no one and do it on the channel that they want: mobile, SMS, WhatsApp, email. They don't want to take an hour of their day researching companies and speaking to Jenny, the receptionist. So the way people interact with your brand and your products has massively changed. And this goes for, you might think that this may not apply to you because you're a coach or a consultant and don't have many leads, and you're on LinkedIn and your sales process is very human. But that's where the opportunity is, right? Because if you implement some of the things that I'm going to talk to you about, you stand out like a light in the dark with efficiency and professionalism and speed, and all of these things are relevant to pretty much every business. It's how you put it in place. So I understand that things are not easy right now, especially in the UK, with costs going up, people costs going up, and Google Ads has been skyrocketing. It's pretty much doubled since 2021. Meta ads are becoming more expensive. So we're in this reality with an oversaturation of advertising and lead generation, and it's not getting cheaper, and it's only getting more expensive, right? And so we need to kind of understand that, first of all, if referrals and organic is not enough, and you're looking to get through a plateau, you need to advertise. Whether you spend that on online channels or offline channels or radio or networking or sponsorships, it still costs an advertising. And so you need to decide which is the right channel for you. But I'll just give you an idea. With the speed that I'm talking about, this is kind of what happens to your sales. So say you have an advertising budget of £10,000, okay? 10 grand, you want to advertise your business, and you spend 10K and you get 100 leads. That means your cost per lead is £100, okay? Your conversion rate to sale, let's say it's 5%. So you get 100 leads, you put Google ads out, LinkedIn ads out, you get leads in, you turn 5 of those into sales. Great. At an average sale value of 5,000, you've just made 25 grand revenue. You've put 10K, you got 25K. However, what about the other 95 leads? They are sitting there, dead, dormant. You haven't followed up, you haven't nurtured them. Those are potential clients, customers for the future. And if you want to add 100K to your business, actually, you need 4 times that in terms of budget. So you need to generate 400 leads. You have to spend 40K ad spend or marketing budget. You're going to sink in the lead management and the follow-up and nurture. So you're going to need a salesperson, or maybe even 2, or somehow. And it's going to cost you a good 65 to 70K. So the profit margin on there, all right, it's still there, but it could be better. But if we start to implement AI follow-up, automation, nurture, all of these cool things I'm going to show you, the same budget you get 100 leads, you spend 10K, but this time your conversion rate is 15 to 20%. Well, you're actually turning that 10K into 75K, nice, or even potentially 100K. You've just added £1 million to your business, right? Just with more follow-up, speed to lead, and nurture. And most businesses I talk to don't do this, but this is how you get a 3 to 5x return while reducing costs and without hiring people, is actually putting in place a system to do this for you with the leads that you're actually getting. So I'm not just saying this, it's not theoretical. Through this talk, I'm going to show you some real client results. So working with a renewable energy installation company, Simply Eco, we grew that company by 25% in 4 months by not by hiring more people or investing into growth or buying more, investing into ads. Actually, they already had an investment into ads. We put in their AI sales system. We consolidated their tools, and we saw that business grew within 50 to 60%. They're now a £25 million business. Same ad spend, same leads, just more efficiency, AI automation doing the job of many salespeople. So you might be thinking, that's great, Francis, but if everyone can make so much money with this, why isn't everybody doing it? And the reality is, it's really hard to do well because a lot of people have a Frankenstein of a CRM. I mean, I've heard it everywhere. I hear it in the networking events I go to. I hear it online when I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs. They've got HubSpot, they've got High Level, they're trying to make Monday.com work, but they are busy business owners working on service delivery and actually getting these systems to work pretty efficiently and do the job at hand is not that easy. You need to set it up properly with the right systems, strategies, scripts, prompting, tech stack, right? You need to and you need to manage it because they're never set and forget. So it's just hard to do well, but I'll show you some things that will help. So what does it look like? I'll show you some examples so we can dive deeper on the engine that I'm talking about to capture, cultivate, and convert leads. Here's kind of some things that we're doing. Now, in terms of lead capture, as I said, I can't hammer it home enough. Speed to lead really matters. You are 21 more times likely to qualify a lead if you reply within 5 minutes. And the reality is most people do business with the first business that contacts them. It's impressive. It's professional. It shows you have systems. And people don't like to shop around necessarily. And if you are the first to contact that lead, especially when they've been researching multiple businesses, you're 78% of customers go with the first business. There you go. 85% of customers won't call you back if you miss their call. They're gone. And 48 hours. There's a massive delay to actually respond to leads. So just fixing these puts you on top of the competition. So we do it with instant AI responses across every channel. When people submit a form online, when they submit a phone, when they call your business, WhatsApp, social, instantly, as soon as those leads come in, they get instant personalized responses within 45 seconds. So you're always first. And it sounds simple. It's not that easy to implement. Otherwise, everybody would. But it's pretty simple to put in place. This is an example of one of our WhatsApp driven solutions that will just show you how AI handles a real cold lead. So you're advertising online or it comes into your phone, the AI responds. This is a solar business, for example. I just chose one at random. Qualifies the person, finds out where they live, asks them what their challenges are, finds out what, their budget is and what they actually need, gives them a range. It will handle objections. So it will respond with value reframing to help people understand what they're getting, get their email, send them a brochure, follow up next week to see if they got the brochure and actually present them with an offer, reignite their interest, and actually book them in, offer them a couple of places to book in, and then book them in automatically. So that has a value of like £7,000 to business. It involves no human being and has just done it within, well, I wouldn't say seconds. The demo is seconds. There's a cadence of time done properly. But imagine if you had 500 to 1,000 of those inquiries coming in and 10% of them booked in. This is just an amazingly efficient and fast way to nurture and respond to leads. And that's all without even any interaction of a human. So we implemented this for one of our clients, a plumbing business, 7-figure plumbing business in London. They said we're saving them 20 times the investment, much cheaper than hiring. They now have AI that responds 24/7 on the weekends, at night. They don't have to hire more people, and they have efficiency in their business, and they're basically scaling with our systems. So the second part is cultivation, which really stands for follow up and nurture, and that's the second part. So it's crazy that 3% of your market are the ones that buy. So the opportunity is to actually follow up, nurture, touch people on different channels and touch points and give them value, right? Through SMS, email, send them a brochure, video content. And if you have a human being doing that, it's going to be slow. You're going to miss opportunities. And the reality is that, 63% of prospects requesting info aren't ready to buy, but they potentially will buy later. So with our systems, we get clients many, many, many months after the first interaction or after we're advertising and they're coming in. And so our ability to stay top of mind, stay connected, just sets us apart, right? And so every business can do this. Put in place a customer journey, automate it, AI enable it so that customer journey is smart, represents your business, your values, and speaks like you, and can take them down a user journey, a customer journey from awareness to taking an action, to nurturing them so they know, like, and trust you, and then converting those into sales. This is a voice AI demo.
How can I help you today?
Hi, I wanted to get some information on getting some solar panels installed in my property.
Sure thing, I can help with that. Before we talk options, are you thinking panels only or panels with a battery as well? And is this for a house you own?
Yes, I own my own property. We're in the Maidenhead area. I'm not really sure about batteries. I'm not really sure how it works. Can you explain me? Explain to me. Can you give me some information?
Yeah, totally. Solar panels, PV solar, turn sunlight into electricity for your home. The power they make goes through an inverter, which turns it into the type of electricity your house uses. If you make more than you need at that moment, it can either go into a battery, if you have one, or go back to the grid. A battery isn't required, but it can be really helpful because it stores extra solar power from the day so you can use it later at night. That usually boosts savings. People often see around 60 to 90% of their bill with a battery, depending on the home and usage. To point you in the right direction, what type of home is it? Semi-detached, detached, terraced, or something else?
It's
Terraced.
a semi-detached.
Got it, semi-detached in Maidenhead. A good next step is to size it based on your typical electric use. Do you know roughly what you spend on electricity per month? Or what your yearly usage is in kilowatt hours?
Well, it's kind of expensive these days. So the point is, that goes on for another minute, but the AI agents can have these conversations. We're collecting data. Everything is saved and tracked into custom fields. So we're building a data repository of our clients, and it's doing the job of a human. Now, is it perfect? Not yet. Does it do the job for many businesses? Yes, especially if the use cases you need assistance right now. And the technology is getting very, very good every single day. So the businesses that are first to understand and implement and innovate with this technology are going to lead the way in the future. We have one of our clients, Neil Conway, a landscaping company, who talks about a 10x return, and but the customers are coming out of the woodwork months after they first inquired. Right? This is a small business with a lean team, but the tech and the AI is actually doing the job to reach back up to people, see if they still want information, find out if they're still in market. I mean, I still get calls from estate agents asking me if I want to buy or sell a house, or I'm looking around, right? And so, like, imagine the efficiency there is like putting in place AI that can do it. So the final part of the puzzle is like conversion, and really the impact of AI and automation will help you win more clients and deals because you have more touch points and more follow-up, and it's smarter and more sophisticated, and it will also help recover no-shows. So getting people onto webinars, giving people more information, not pushing, but inviting them to learn more about your businesses, and businesses that implement these systems, we see a 30% overall increase in sales. And that's what the data is showing. So one can have their doubts or concerns about this, but the data is coming in, and this is what it's showing on the businesses that are doing it right. And when I say doing it right, meaning it is effective, is smart, the right message at the right place to the right people. No, people are not interested in what you're offering, to the right people. So there's a link. There's a chain reaction of things that need to be done properly. And one of our clients, Sebastian Bates, we helped them increase sales 20% in 60 days by implementing an AI system. It's selling memberships online. They're one of the largest UAE martial arts academies with, I think, 3, if not 4 locations now. Multilingual, enhanced customer service. And so these are just the real life experiences of the people and the businesses using these systems. And to put it all on a chronological journey, the lead comes in, any channel gets replies, AI responds within 60 seconds, qualifies the lead, follows up with the lead, nurtures and then reactivates old leads that haven't bought, books appointments, and nurtures them and qualifies them for your sales team to close. That's the ultimate customer journey. And that's what we install kind of as a system into our clients' businesses. And this is not really about replacing your team. It's about giving them leads that already warm, the best opportunities, and maximizing human time and getting AI to take care of the heavy lifting and the mass outreach. Really, the more conversations you have, the more leads, the more sales. That's pretty much it. And if you're able to, if you have a good product that the world needs, if you're just able to reach more people and have more conversations, you will get more sales. So the good news, and a lot of people talk about AI doom and gloom. I'll talk about the opportunity, as anyway, this presentation is called the AI opportunity, is that hardly anybody is doing it right now. They are starting to get in there, but still, just because there's tech doesn't mean they're doing it well. Just because someone has a little chatbot on their website doesn't mean it's actually converting leads and bringing in business, cash in the bank. So your competitors most likely are not doing it, and if they are doing it, they're not doing it well. And the businesses installing this now will dominate their market for the next decade, right? And if we think about where we are right now with the AI disruption, like, okay, we're here in this moment in time, and 24 months is going to pass by really, really quickly. That's 2 years. And we have an uncertain future, but we can be in a couple of places. We can have a thriving business. We can be dominating and leading our market. It can be lucrative, AI enabled, using tech and maximizing human effort. Or you could be really kind of just treading water, struggling to be there and stay relevant with your systems. And thing is, most people think that the pathway to the future is actually a straight line. Well, actually, there is a gravitational pull downwards, because if you are not doing and adopting and innovating and learning and taking action, and if you're waiting, the gravitational pull is actually a downward trajectory. There's a marketplace drift where we can fall into. It's kind of like being on a river on a little paddle boat with no paddles, and there's a fork in the road. Well, are you going left or right? Whatever is the drift. Okay, so you're leaving it up to luck, right? And most likely, that place these days is not a good place to go, not doing anything. On the flip side, the trajectory up to a thriving business who's leading the way is an upward trajectory, right? And those businesses that take decisive action and work on smart things are going to have a leg up. Because here's the thing, is that the longer that you wait to implement, it gets riskier for you, it gets harder to implement, and it gets more costly. You know why? Because waiting means that the distance to travel from where you are to getting back to leading your business is longer and longer and longer as time goes by. Right? So we need, as businesses, to be on top of this and do things now, not tomorrow, not in 6 months. And as a business, that's what we help our clients do, really, to jump the lines. For those businesses that want to get on that green line, and we implement our systems, our method. And number 2, we help them ride the curve all the way up by putting them back on that trajectory constantly, staying abreast of the tech, staying abreast of the strategies, bringing them back to the place that they should be when they're actually drifting. And then number 3 is accelerating the time it takes for a business to get there. So you'll do it faster with us than with anyone else. And that's the 3 outcomes that, as a business lead hero, me as a consultant, we produce for our clients. And so I'll leave you with this question. It's really, how long are you prepared to wait? So if any of this is of interest, I have a free diagnostic. You can scan this. I'll put the link in the comments or send the link. If you go to leadhero.ai, you can click on it. It's a free diagnostic, and we use AI to analyze your business, do research on your industry, and crunch the numbers and show you some opportunities, but also spot where leads are slipping through the cracks, what's hurting your follow-up and conversions, and get clear on the next steps to recover the lost revenue. Because I guarantee if you don't have what I'm talking about right now implemented properly, there is lost revenue. And we can kind of discover where those opportunities are in the next steps. And if you want to install an AI revenue engine, speak to us today, me and Carolina. We'd be happy to have a chat. You can reach us on the website. We'll audit your sales process, identify the gaps, and we'll show you how by tweaking some knobs and turning the dial to 11, we'll show you what an AI revenue engine can do for your numbers. So that's it for today.